let's get into this re-release of the Kayali stuff. So I was excited when I saw this. Shout out to well, Kayali, because I found it on there, but I'm sure Make My Your Radar had already posted it. But yeah, so I saw that they went out in full size like I dreamed about. Now you all remember I reviewed this collection when it came out last spring, summer, but I remember being excited and saying that I wish they would come out in full size later on. So sure enough, they came out in full size later on like I was hoping. Oh, hey Janet, and here we are. So I'm gonna go over the stuff that I did in the past as far as like the fragrance ideas I told you all about, the combinations. I'll also show you the dupes that I showed you in those initial videos too, because I did have dupes showing that there were already fragrances in my collection that I own, and literally every single one of the fragrances in this collection. But if you did want to get them in full size, I want to show you some layering combos that I plan on using for mine as well. And some of these fragrances are newer because they weren't initially out when the fragrance was launched the first go round. So of course I'll be adding some new Snif stuff, like the body mist from Snif, because I'm so excited that they have body mist now. You can use my code GRACE10 down below. I linked all these fragrances down below for the most part. I think it's only one fragrance in here that I didn't add. Is this the right bag? No, this isn't the right bag. But the first one I'm going to start off with is the one I'm most excited about, and I will be getting a full size in. It's the MIIM in the bottle. So this is the one with the banana in it. I told y'all how much I love the banana fragrances right now. I'm really into the banana fragrances right now. Oh, thank you. My eyeshadow is a eyeshadow look that should be coming up sometime next week. It's one of my Why You Don't Need series. But yes, this banana one I'm super excited about. I'm so glad to get this in full size. Now, I'm not buying any of the other ones in full size because like I told you all, I found dupes for every single one of these fragrances that she has, and another fragrance from another brand. So, as a matter of fact, I think this was the only one I didn't have a dupe for because I don't have a lot of fragrances with banana. But if you wanted an alternative, I would say there's one called Vanilla Banana. I forgot the name of the brand though. Hey Dion, I forgot the name of the brand, so I can't tell you exactly what it is, but I really enjoy this fragrance. And what I would pair this with, of course, I think Sweet from Ellis Brooklyn would be really good with this combination because we give a nice little sweet accent to the banana and hopefully sweeten up the banana a bit, because I feel like the banana is nice, but I'd like it to be amped a little bit more. So I feel like this combination will amp it up a little bit more. You can use code EBWELCOME10 and you can get 10% off your purchase on Ellis Brooklyn's actual website if you're interested. Then, of course, y'all know I had to have some other ones to go with it. Now, to me, this might give a little twist to the banana and give more like the chocolate banana type scent to it. It's not just going to be banana on its own, but the combination of hazel splits with the Kayali in a bottle banana fragrance, I feel like would go really nicely together. Again, you can use my code GRACE10 on Snif's website if you need to purchase anything. But these are available at Ulta, so if you didn't want to go to their website to pick it up, go to Ulta and pick it up. But I feel like this would be a great combination if you like banana and you don't mind the chocolate to it, because this hazel split, although it says hazel, I feel like you smell a lot of chocolate in it. And then you smell a little bit of banana and a tiny bit of hazel. I feel like you mainly smell chocolate in this. So hello, Jacob. You smell a lot of chocolate and then you get some banana. So adding that to this would just make it like a chocolate-covered banana kind of breakfast, if you will. And if you like that sort of thing, this is definitely the combination for you. If you want the banana to be a little more frothy, a little more sweet, then I would recommend you use Snif's Extra Whip. So these retail for 22 bucks, and I think it's like 2.5 ounces in here. I feel like this goes greatly together. I'm talking about bananas because that's what the name of the scent is, sir. It has the scent of banana in it. So, hello again. But yeah, so the combination of whipped cream and banana in this, I think, would be really nice. It kind of smell like a sundae, if you will, but a sundae without, you know, the chocolate and I wouldn't say the ice cream per se, because I do feel like this gives a little bit of ice cream smell. But if you want like a kind of frothy-ish banana, then I feel like you might like this combination. And of course, I had to talk about the OG one that came out before this one. So that would be Heavy Cream from Phlur. I feel like these would be a great combination as well. This one has a little bit of lemon to it and a little bit of marshmallow as well, whereas I feel like the one from Snif just is more like on the dairy side of whip, and this gives a little bit of like fruitiness and oomph to it to amp up the fruit that's in the banana. So I feel like Maui in a bottle, the banana, would go really nicely with this one. So I just kind of wanted to give you all an overview of stuff we had talked about in the past and fragrances that I feel like would go nicely with this that I didn't talk about before. Again, I'm going to talk about some of the older fragrances that I talked about originally, just because I feel like it's important for us to do so. But on to the next bag, because I bagged them up according to like which fragrance I felt would go best with which one. So next I have This is the one I thought I had sitting in front of me. It's Capri in a bottle. This is one that I really, really enjoy. If you like a nice lemony cake scent. Now, this is a little bit more true lemon. Now, it's not true lemon to the point of being like underneath the lemon tree by Replica, but it is a little bit more lemony than hard to get from Forever Mood with Kayali. I mean, from Forever Mood with Jackie Ina. So they both have very similar scents. It just depends on what your price point is. Because Jackie's in the full size, I believe this is only $75 to $80, whereas the one from Kayali is going to be $100 for the full size. So you can save yourself a little bit of money if you buy Jackie's over this one. Just keep in mind, Jackie's has a little bit more of a bready-ish, cakey type lemon to it, whereas this was a little bit more true to like lemon. It's still like very sweet and cakey like lemon, but it's not as sweet as Jackie's is, if that makes any sense. So I did a video comparing both of these. That should be linked down below in the description box if you're interested in seeing all the dupes and how they wore throughout the day, because I did wear them side by side, all of them, and tell you all of what I think. This is just dupe number 1 for this fragrance. I will show you the things I feel like would pair well with it nicely though. So I pulled a couple of things that I felt like people might not necessarily think to put with it, but I think will actually turn out really nice with it, especially because it does have a little bit of that, like, you know, pastry-ish lemon artificial scent, as opposed to just being more like a sweet gourmand cakeish type scent. So I feel like it could go good with sparkling sugar from Clean Reserve. I think they would be a nice little combination. It would add a little bit more sweetness to it. Not that this isn't sweet, but if you want a little bit more sweetness and you already own both of these, I feel like it would be a good combination for you. I personally love it. I think it's great. I think it would be a great combination. I'm going to try this one later on tonight. I do just love this fragrance as a whole, though. This was another one of my favorites in the collection. Each part of the collection, I feel like, has a good fragrance, and for a good reason. It's just overall, I'm not necessarily crazy about picking up in full size, because like I said, I have dupes to this and the other 3 we're going to talk about in my collection already, so there's no need to pick up a bigger size of it, although Kayali is one of my favorite fragrance brands. Random side note. I have another Clean Reserve I feel like would go good with this, and I feel like the whipped cherry would actually go pretty nicely with this, just because it has that nice whipped texture to it that you're used to smelling on a cake, and then, you know, like it could be like the little cherry on top type scent that you add with this, since this does have a little bit of like a sweeter lemony-ish type artificial smell as opposed to a true like lemon. It does, if that makes sense. It's kind of like true lemon, but it's not to the extent where, you know, it's oh, sorry, I didn't mean to move that. It's not to the point where it's a true lemon, but it's not like super artificial, like you can just tell it's artificial. It's kind of like in an in-between place, if that makes any sense. Anyway, I want to try both of these together. I feel like it'd be a great combination, in my personal opinion. But some of these I haven't tried out yet, just because when I saw this was coming back, I threw them all in a bag and brought them to make sure I could film with all of them, have all of them. So that's why I haven't gotten to try all the combinations I'm talking to you all about. Now, a couple of these I'm kind of iffy about, like adding more citrus to citrus, but I'm still willing to take the risk, so I was willing to show it to you all. So I have the 7 Virtues Clementine Dreams alongside this Kayali Capri in a bottle. I feel like these would actually go pretty nicely together because they both have that citrusy aspect to it, and I like the fact that this would add a little bit of vanilla and still a little more citrus to it. So I feel like this would be a really good combination for that. I really liked this. I did videos on the majority of these fragrances too, for anybody who's watching. If you go to my channel and just type in fragrance or perfume, like all of them should pop up. I don't have a playlist of fragrances. Maybe I should, but these I feel like will make a great combo. And if you all remember, I told you what the dupe for this one was, or alternative was, and Leah Jane agrees with me, which, you know, is reassuring to hear. But I had Aqua Mystica that I feel like would go really nice with this as well, because Agua Mystica is a good alternative for the fragrance I just showed you all, which is Clementine Dream from the 7 Virtues. If you wanted a dupe to that that's more affordable, because the 7 Virtues is kind of expensive, this is a good body mist alternative. Just keep in mind you're going to have to use it a lot more than you would 7 Virtues Clementine Dream, because obviously it's a perfume and it will last longer than a body mist. But if you just need to go run errands really quick and you don't want to use up your 7 Virtues, this might be a good alternative for you as well. I feel like they'll go good together as well, though, just because of the nice notes of neroli and tangerine in here with another citrus. I feel like that would just be a great match, so I can't wait to try these out as well. And I got one more for you all that I feel like it will go really good with this, to add a nice vanilla smoky hint to it. So this one is another one that'll make it smell more cake-like, if you will, and it is Snif's Vanilla Vice. If you need a code for Snif, you can use code GRACE10 to get a discount on any of your purchases. But I feel like these will go really good together because it will give a nice vanilla smoky effect to it. If you like vanilla, what is it? Vanilla 28 from Kayali, then I feel like you would like that. So you could put vanilla Kayali's vanilla 28 with this as well. I just picked the Snif to put with it because, you know, why not? The Snif one would be more affordable at the end of the day if you wanted a full size one, and I was trying to keep that in mind when I paired the stuff as well. So that's why I said this. Random side note, Snif is having an amazing sale. Shout out to Leah Jane. She posted this on her community tab. I reposted what she said, but she found an extra code in addition to Kayali products already being on sale. So you can end up getting like a full size $100 bottle for like 50 bucks with the code she gave. So that's my community tab for anybody who loves fragrances and is interested in it. Random side note. But let's move on to this next bag of goodies. I'm trying to get through with this pretty quickly. I have not eaten a lot today, so I'm getting a little hungry. Plus, I have stuff I need to go edit for you all for like the week to come. And then I need to pull out eyeshadow palettes for the live for tomorrow for the why you don't need, where this eye look for I have on right now came from. So on to the next fragrance. So we have the Mary Cash in a bottle. If you all remember, I wasn't a huge fan of this. I didn't dislike it. It's just it was a little bit strong for my liking, for what I usually like when it comes to a perfume. If you did not know, I like warm, sweet gourmand. So this one was just not 100% up to it for me. It's not bad, and it's not that I don't like it because I do like it. It actually reminds me of a fragrance. It reminds me of the Fenty Beauty perfume. So the Fenty by Rihanna perfume. These smell very similar to the point, like if you have the Fenty one, I don't feel like you necessarily need this one. This one has a little bit of different spices in it than the Fenty fragrance, but otherwise they smell pretty much identical. So if you already own the Fenty perfume, you do not need to go pick up Mary Cash. I think the only difference in either one of these is it has, what do you call it? Saffron. I'm pretty sure there's saffron in this one. Oh, hey, Jim. There's saffron in this one as opposed to there not being saffron in the Fenty one. From what I remember, don't 100% quote me. Again, I did a video when these first launched comparing all the ones I'm telling you all are dupes. So if you're interested, hit the link down below. It should say Duping Kayali Vacation Collection or something like that on the link. And then you'll be able to see my thoughts and see me try out all of these things. Okay, so these other ones, they're kind of combinations I'm kind of like a little concerned about, because since I don't really use this fragrance that often, I don't know that it will necessarily be exactly what will turn out well. But in my mind, just smelling both of them side by side, I feel like they will pair nicely. So that's what I'm going with the rest of these, to be honest, because like I said, I haven't really used this fragrance that often. I have Orange Bitters from Jo Malone. I feel like it would go really nicely with this because of the type of tone or the type of scent that this fragrance has, if you will. I feel like it's really strong, but it still has like somewhat fruity elements to it. And Orange Bitters is really strong and it has fruity elements to it. So that's why I feel like these would be a great combination. I am very interested in to try this one out in particular, just because I want to see if my theory is right or not. Because I feel like Orange Bitters smells really nice on its own, but I feel like with the kind of florally and a little bit of sweetness that this will amplify it and make it a little bit better. So that's what I'm hoping I'm right on, but we'll have to wait and see. Then I have Golden Rule from Phlur. I feel like it might go really nicely with this as well. Again, these are just like the experimental ones. This bag to me is like the most experimental out of all of them, just because, like I said, I don't use this fragrance enough to like really see if I feel like these would pair. So this will probably be the bag I try first so I can update you all. Remember, these fragrances launch on the, I believe it's the 8th. It's the 19th. It's the 18th or the 19th. And then the next day you can pick them up for everyone. It's just for Rouge on the, I believe, 18th. Don't quote me. But yeah, so Golden Rule I feel like would go really good with this. Again, they're both kind of stronger scents, but they each have their own unique kind of sweetness to them, and I feel like combining them would make a great combination of fragrances. So that's why I chose it. Now, I did try to choose a little florally one because I feel like a florally one would go nicely with this fragrance. So I grabbed Magnolia Bliss from Juliette Has a Gun. And I feel like it would give it an extra little oomph to it. Add a little bit of like sweetness and softness to it, because this, again, is very strong. So a little bit of sweetness, a little bit of softness, but still blend in nicely with the florals that I feel like I find in this fragrance. That's its combination. Then I grabbed Flora Mystica from, what is this? Sol de Janeiro. I feel like these could go pretty nicely as well, because this has a little bit of a sunscreeny scent in it, but it's a little bold and it's a little, well, florally, if you will, and a little sweet. And I feel like maybe it could help tone this down a little bit and make this a little bit more summery, because to me, this gives more fall vibes with the saffron in it, in my personal opinion. So finding ways to wear it in the summertime, I would pair it with this one. Whereas with the Fenty one, I don't feel like it has necessarily a season, although I feel like I would still reach for that one more toward like the fall and the winter and maybe a little bit of spring. But with this combination, I could definitely see me being able to wear this in the springtime, whereas with this, I would wear it in like the fall. Then finally, this one I am genuinely just curious and wondering like how it's gonna turn out, because it has a very citrusy effect to it. Not to mention it's a really niche, unique fragrance. So this is Snif Soda Snob. If you all remember, I have I have Slice Society and Soda Snob. And Soda Snob, I feel like could go good with this Marrakesh fragrance, because again, it has that kind of like earthy, kind of citrusy type scent, and this gives more of like a florally scent with spices. So I feel like it would kind of give me a amped up version of what is Naughty Nona if I combine these together. If you all remember Naughty Nona from Snif, they had this come out last year. I feel like this would be a great combination. So those are the ones I'm thinking about when it comes to Marrakesh. But like I said, if you already own this Fenty fragrance, you don't need to pick up the Marrakesh one, because they are both pretty much identical. I found a couple of fragrances in my collection, y'all, that I meant to give a video on from Juliette Has a Gun, not a perfume. And I will do them in the future. So I found out I had Juliette and I had Ulta Beauty. I think what happened was I was supposed to do a video ranking all of my Juliette Has a Gun fragrances, because I have quite a few, believe it or not, and I didn't end up making the video, and I don't remember what I did with the footage. So I was supposed to make that my first impressions for that, and that was like last year. So I'm like, I'm gonna just have to find the time to make that video. But let's get into this last Kayali fragrance. So the last one I have is Maldives in a bottle, and this one reminds me a lot of Lust for Sun by Juliette Has a Gun. So it's really similar to Lust for Sun from Juliette Has a Gun. So if you already have that, you would not need to pick up this Maldives fragrance. However, I do have a few fragrances I feel like would go nicely with this that I want to share with you all. So I'll start off with the body mist and then I'll end with the perfumes. So believe it or not, I feel like Phlur Moonstone could go really nicely with this. I feel like it would give it a kind of like a more nighttime appropriate scent for this, because to me this is very light, very airy for daytime, and I feel like if you add this, because I find this to be more of a night scent, a kind of heavier smelling scent in my personal opinion, I feel like these would go really nicely together and you could transition over to the night. So if this starts wearing off a little bit in the daytime, you add this when you're going out to dinner or something while you're on vacation, I feel like this would be a great combination. Again, I have not tried this out, but I definitely am interested in trying it. Now, some of them I have tried out, even though this was another one that wasn't my real favorite. This one and Marrakesh were the ones that were my least favorite of the two. Next, I have the Besos de Sol from last year. If you all remember, this one had peach skin in it, and it gave me this nice kind of like, you know, your skin but better vibe. And I definitely feel like it would be a great combination to put these together, because this kind of has like the laying in it gives it like, to me, your skin but better vibes with a little bit of warmth, and I felt like I wanted to have a little extra softness and like kind of fruity scent to it, in addition to the laying in it. So I felt like combining both of these would be a great combination. So that's why I picked this one out. I did actually try this one out and I did thoroughly enjoy it. So I definitely recommend you do that one. Okay, I have 2 things left and then we should definitely be done. Next, I have Ellis Brooklyn's Miami Nectar. Now, you all remember I gave you a video on this. I ended up really enjoying it. I really like it. It has that nice pineapple and coconut-ish type scent to it, and I feel like it would just go nicely with the Lang Lang that's in this fragrance. That's my main reason for this. Plus, I wanted to add a fruity element to this fragrance because it's supposed to be tropical, summery, like island vibe. So I felt like Miami Nectar would just be the perfect masking for this one. And I actually have done these together as well, and I think it turned out really nicely. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Okay, so I have a couple more left. So next we have Cocoa Shimmy from Snif. So needless to say, Cocoa Shimmy is the perfect like summer scent, especially if you like the smell of sunscreen, because they have like coconut and sunscreen and other things like that. And I feel like it meshed really well with the Lang Lang, because I have used these as a combination as well. And I thoroughly enjoyed them. And if you all remember, I'm not really a huge fan of Cocoa Shimmy because of the sunscreen scent, but I feel like the Lang Lang in this masked it pretty nicely and well enough to where it wasn't like an irritating sunscreen scent to me, but it worked out very nicely. So I thoroughly enjoyed it with this, and since I don't really like either one of those fragrances 100%, the fact that they went together so nicely, I enjoyed it. I would also say pair this with L'Amour from Brown Girl Jane, and y'all know I'm not a huge fan of L'Amour from Brown Girl Jane. And random side note, I need to find my L'Amour from Brown Girl Jane. I don't know what happened to it. I'm so mad though, because as soon as I found a fragrance I actually wanted to pair it with besides this one, You all know I like doing with Aqua Mystica from Sol de Janeiro. Now I can't find it anywhere. I don't know where it went. It's like it dropped off the face of the earth, and I am upset if you cannot tell. But back to this. So the other fragrance I have is the, what is this? Snif Me. So this is their Your Skin But Better fragrance, and I feel like it just ties in so nicely with the Lang Lang in this fragrance. If you haven't noticed, I'm really big on the Lang Lang in this and finding things to mesh with it and work out well with in order for it to have a nice scent to it. And I definitely feel like Me from Snif does that. So Me from Snif and Coco Shimmy from Snif, you can use my code GRACE10 on Snif's website. You can also purchase either one of these, which is Me or Coco Shimmy, on Ulta's website if you're interested in purchasing. Random side note, Snif said they might be having a like sale next week, so just keep that in mind. I will post on my community tab if they do, so that you all can get even further deals on their stuff. I don't know if you'd be able to use my code in addition to the sale. You can check and see, but yeah, I really want to try this combination as well, because since this is a newer fragrance, I have not tried both of these together yet, but I did try it with Coco Shimmy and the other two that I told you all about, and I have thoroughly enjoyed it. Is anybody excited for this collection to come back in full-size bottles? Because I know as soon as they came out, I told y'all, I was like, I need them to be in full-size bottles. I just do. So I'm so happy that she came out with them in full-size bottles, or I should say is coming out with them in full-size bottles, because I definitely want to get my hands on a couple of them. My favorite ones, like I said, are the Capri in a bottle, and then what is it? The banana one, Maui in a bottle. So to me, those two are neck and neck, and then I would pick Marrakesh and then probably Maldives last, just because of, like I said, the Lang Lang in it. It just isn't 100% for me. But since I'm kind of used to the Fenty fragrance, it's easy for me to pick Marrakesh over it. But yeah, so they had already what? Oh yeah, they had them already on their website, but you can't buy them yet. And I think that's smart, because if they had put them out now and then that coupon code that Leah Jane posted for everybody to get a discount on, to the point where Kayali fragrances in full size that are $100 are now $50, I think it's good that they didn't do that. But when I went on their website today, it said they weren't launched yet. So I don't think they have launched yet. They're just available on, they're just visibly available on Sephora. But from what I remember, Sephora said theirs is supposed to launch on, I think, the 18th or the 19th. That's okay, Sarah. But like, yeah, so I'm just excited that they're all coming out in full size, because I'm like, I need these fragrances in full size. I definitely do. So I must be good and only get Maui for right now. But in the future, I can see myself possibly picking up the other ones, just because I do review a lot of Kayali. Plus, I just really like Kayali's fragrances. They're like my top 5 when it comes to fragrances. I like them. I like Ellis Brooklyn. I like Snif, of course. So those are just some of the fragrances that I review regularly and like regularly. So don't be surprised if you see me like with them later on. Oh, like I said, don't forget you can use code EBWelcome10 to purchase from Ellis Brooklyn's website, and you get 10% off your first purchase. That's what I am going to be doing perhaps when it comes to buying my fragrances, because I was trying to hold off and wait and buy everything at Sephora, but I'm like, if I can get a discount on it, and I think they give you free shipping when you spend $75, and since all 3 of them cost like 100 something, which I'm disappointed, because I wanted Ellis Brooklyn's website to have a bundle for the milkshake set, but they don't. So it's like, it's a good thing I can at least use like the coupon code I just told you all to get a discount. Remember to check out the post in my community tab about the Kayali fragrances, full-size bottles being $50. Shout out to Leah Jane again for posting that information so that everybody could go grab them. I don't know if they've turned the code off yet or not, so like as soon as I get done, if you're interested, maybe you should go rush and check that out. I told you all about my code with Snif. It's GRACE10 if you want to purchase any of the Snif things I showed you all. And I will see you guys tomorrow when we do the Why You Don't Need Eye Look. By the way, this is one of the Why You Don't Need Eye Looks. This is the Wilma, what is it? Wilma Finger Do. This is the look with the Divergent palette, you guys. But I will see you all tomorrow. Bye. I gotta go cook dinner.